Welcome everyone back to the channel, and in today's video I got a good one for you today. We begin this fan fiction on Kamino, where the Kaminoans have started their cloning process of Jango Fett after Jedi Master Sifo Dyas gave them the orders for the creation of the clone army for the Republic. The Kaminoans, not knowing what these inhibitor chips were, began planting them inside every clone trooper's head to make sure they never question their orders. However, the Kaminoans, not knowing what these inhibitor chips did to the clone troopers, decided to leave a battalion of clones without these inhibitor chips to at least have a backup plan if these chips ever did have any side effects against the clone genetic modification. This battalion would soon be known as the 212th. During the Clone Wars, this battalion would serve under General Kenobi. Commander Cody and the 212th Battalion would wear their iconic orange armor to differentiate themselves from other clone troopers. They would soon leave to join Kenobi once he finds where General Grievous has been hiding in the Outer Rim. Once Kenobi found that General Grievous had been hiding on the planet Utapau, he let Cody know that he had made contact. Obi-Wan takes down General Grievous, while the clone troopers take the lead in destroying the remaining droid army. Obi-Wan meets back up with Cody and begins to lead the charge towards the last level of battle droids. Cody picks up the comlink. It's from the Chancellor's office, as Darth Sidious says,
"The time has come. Execute Order 66.
Cody is stunned by the order, as many of his other clone troopers look to him for their next order from the Chancellor's office. He sees a gunship and fighters head towards Kenobi's location. Cody thought it was strange, as they had stopped their pursuit of vulture droids to head towards Kenobi immediately. Soon after he sees the fighters, they began shooting at Obi-Wan. Cody is confused at what has just transpired, but soon realizes what the orders meant. Order 66 must be the army of the Republic to turn on the Jedi. Cody thought it was strange that his company did not even try to aim at Kenobi. In order to save Kenobi from the fighters, he tells the AT-AT gunner to fire upon any ship that shoots at Kenobi, as they are committing treason against the Republic. The gunner begins firing upon the fighters, killing a few of them as the others are forced to retreat. Obi-Wan, seeing this from the ground below, is able to turn around and make his way back to Cody. The two of them reunite, and he tells Commander Cody, "Thank you for saving my life." Cody tells him that they have received orders from the Chancellor's office, as Order 66 has been activated. Obi-Wan looks around at the other troopers, reading their body language. They seem on edge. However, not from the battle, but from something else. The clones know that to save Obi-Wan must mean that they must kill their own brothers who are following Order 66. "That is why the clones turn against you," Cody said. Obi-Wan tells Commander Cody that we need to get off this planet. "Any clones that are loyal to the Republic, follow me. There are a couple of transports on the other side of the city that if we can make it without being detected, maybe we actually have a shot at survival." The clones and Obi-Wan are very close to the transports when Obi-Wan feels a tremor in the Force and ignites his lightsaber, as shots from a distance comes directly at Obi-Wan and Cody. A couple of snipers have positioned themselves on top of a hill, aiming directly at Kenobi. They must suspect that with Cody being by his side, that those clones are defying Order 66 and must be killed for their treason against the Republic. Obi-Wan tells the clones to take cover as more blaster shots come from above. Cody tells Obi-Wan, "Thank you for saving my life." And Obi-Wan tells him, "Now we are even." Obi-Wan knows that the snipers are mainly focusing on him, and if he could draw their attention somewhere else, they might not focus on the clones, and you guys are able to escape and move to the transports. Obi-Wan jumps on a speeder to draw their attention. Commander Cody tells him that they will wait by the transports until he had arrived. Obi-Wan takes off in the speeder, and it works. The clones know that Obi-Wan is way more important than some rogue clones. Obi-Wan races up the hill, wielding his lightsaber as he deflects shot after shot. Soon he made it to the snipers, as there were far more than he had anticipated. Nevertheless, he uses his expertise and his defense fighting style to block the blaster bolts and deflecting their shots towards the clone troopers. Killing them one by one, Cody and his company are able to move to the transports dead ahead. They have to assume that those snipers have communicated with the rest of the army that Commander Cody and his company must be killed for defying Order 66. Commander Cody tells his company to open fire upon the troopers guarding the transports. They soon open fire, killing the clones and making their way inside the transports. Commander Cody contacts Obi-Wan to let him know that they have secured the landing area. Obi-Wan lets them know that he's on his way. Obi-Wan finally makes it to the transports as they tell the pilot to take off. Commander Cody and his company look down below as they see the battle is close to being done. The clones are about to move to the last level and defeat the rest of the battle droids. Cody looks down and tightly grips his helmet. Cody says to Obi-Wan, "There are good men down there, but they are no longer my brothers anymore. Whatever their influence is, they will not stop hunting you." Obi-Wan tells Cody, "You are the reason I am still alive. You resisted the order. That shows me that there might be hope. We must continue the fight. I will try to get in contact with the Jedi Council. I do not know how many Jedi have truly survived." Obi-Wan soon realizes that the transports do not have a strong enough connection to reach Coruscant. The only way to get a hold of the Jedi Council is on the command ship. Obi-Wan tells Cody that we have to go back to the command ship, as we do not have a strong enough connection right now to reach Coruscant. Cody says they will kill us as soon as we land. Obi-Wan says that they do not know that we are coming. As far as they know, we are still somewhere on the ground, hiding. If we move in quickly to take control of the command ship, while most of the clones are still fighting on the ground, we might have a shot. Cody responds, "I will let the rest of our company know. We should be there shortly." The hangar doors open as their transport lands. As soon as their transport lands, Obi-Wan ignites his lightsaber as many clones begin opening fire as soon as they see Obi-Wan. This surprise catches a lot of the clones off guard, as they do not have the numbers for this kind of attack. They send a transmission down for the troopers fighting on the ground, saying that any clones still alive must retreat back to the command ship as they have found Kenobi. Commander Cody and his company soon take control of the hangar bay as they close the hangar doors to make sure no more transports can get inside. Obi-Wan and a small squadron of clones begin moving their way to the command deck to take full control of the cruiser. Many clones have made their final stand at the command deck. Kenobi could feel in the Force that many clones have made their last stand behind these walls. Kenobi tells his company to be ready. The doors open and both sides begin opening fire upon each other. Many clones on both sides take severe losses. Kenobi encourages his troops to keep moving forward as they are almost there. Kenobi's forces have finished off the rest of the clones and now have taken control of the entire cruiser. The clones soon quickly activate the shield as many fighters have moved on their position. The clones take control of the cruiser as they try to bring up a strong transmission to reach Coruscant. Kenobi lets Cody know that they have controlled the command deck, and Cody says that they still have control of the hangar bay. However, their shields have begun to take damage as the fighters have learned of their presence. Kenobi tells the clones to take defensive positions as they need to jump into hyperspace as they can't take too much more damage. A clone officer says that they have not been able to make contact with the Jedi Council. Obi-Wan feared what might have happened to Anakin and the rest of the Jedi Council, as Anakin's mission was to spy on the Chancellor and report on his whereabouts. Obi-Wan tries expanding the range of the transmission to see if any other Jedi have survived. Then a figure comes across the transmission. It's Bail Organa. Obi-Wan tells Bail everything that Cody told him on how Palpatine sent a message to the entire army of the Republic to turn on the Jedi. Bail Organa says that he saw hundreds of clone troopers move their way to the Jedi Temple. He continues that we have just made contact and have found Master Yoda. We will send you our coordinates right away. It is just in the nick of time that they have received these coordinates from Bail Organa, and they jump into hyperspace en route to Bail Organa's location, as they have found Master Yoda. Obi-Wan's cruiser had just jumped out of hyperspace as Commander Cody opens up the hangar bay and the Tantive 4 lands inside the hangar bay. Bail Organa thinks this is a trap and tells Master Yoda, "We need to get out of here." Yoda tells Bail, "Trust in Obi-Wan, we must." Obi-Wan arrives at the hangar bay with Commander Cody and the 212th Battalion. The doors to the Tantive 4 open as Bail Organa and Master Yoda walk out. Obi-Wan can sense in the Force that Bail was on edge. Obi-Wan tells Bail Organa that these clones denied Order 66 and are loyal to whatever is left of the Republic. Obi-Wan asks Master Yoda if he had heard from any other Jedi. Master Yoda replies, "Heard from no one, we have." Captain Antilles informs Bail Organa that they have recently received information that requires any surviving Jedi to make their way back to the Jedi Temple, saying that the war is over. Obi-Wan tells Master Yoda that if any Jedi are still alive, that they will go back to the Jedi Temple and fall into their trap and be killed. We must go back. Master Yoda says, "Only pain will you find." Obi-Wan says, "I need to know, Master. We can use the clones to create a diversion to sneak into the Jedi Temple undetected." Commander Cody points out that many clones will be guarding the Jedi Temple, awaiting for Jedi to fall into their trap. Obi-Wan says that you must take the battle away from the temple. Land your transports on the outskirts of the temple. You have to suspect that they will open fire upon you as soon as you reveal yourself. Commander Cody says that they have many different types of clone armor still on the cruiser. A small squadron of us could disguise ourselves in different armor. We can pretend to be guarding one of the entrances to the Jedi Temple. Once we have secured our location, we will notify you, and this will allow you safe passage to enter the Jedi Temple without any fighting. Once you have changed the codes, we can move back to the outskirts of the city, where more transports will be waiting for our return and take us back up to the cruiser undetected. Obi-Wan and Master Yoda like this plan and tell Cody to prepare his men. It is not much longer until the cruiser jumps out of hyperspace, and the last time Obi-Wan was here, he was trying to save the man that destroyed the Republic. Anger and frustration overwhelms Master Obi-Wan. As if it wasn't for him and Anakin's efforts in rescuing the Chancellor, who knows what could have happened next. Coruscant is guarded by a few cruisers as one of the commanding officers asks the pilot of the cruiser, "Where are they coming from?" Commander Cody responds, knowing he can't say Utapau, as they might suspect their cruiser being the one that escaped. He states that they have come from Kashyyyk. They have been instructed to come into Coruscant to aid in their efforts to hunt down surviving Jedi. The commanding officer lets them go through their blockade. Commander Cody tells Obi-Wan that his clones are ready, as they have all changed their armor to blend in with the other clones guarding the temple. As they drop off Master Yoda and Obi-Wan on the outskirts of the city, where no one can see them move towards the Jedi Temple. Commander Cody tells the two other transports filled with members of the 212th Battalion wait for his command on the ship, as they will be the ones to pick them up after Obi-Wan and Master Yoda have changed the code. Commander Cody and his squadron of clones land near the temple that still smells like smoke from the night before. One of the clone commanders at the temple asks Cody what is his meaning here. Cody responds that they are under strict orders from Order 66 to trap any Jedi survivors. The officer had not heard of these orders from this matter, but with his men from the night before being very tired and mostly injured, the officer grants this approval and tells Commander Cody and his men to guard this entrance of the Jedi Temple, and if he sees any Jedi, to report to him immediately. Cody sets up his men just as the officer said and waits for the officer to leave before telling Obi-Wan that they are in position. Obi-Wan and Master Yoda have finally made it to the Jedi Temple, where Commander Cody and his squadron have given them the all clear to enter into the temple. As they walk in, they see the bodies of the younglings, and with them, Master Sandrellic, one of the greatest swordsmen in the Jedi Order. He was Obi-Wan's lightsaber instructor, as well as many other Jedi Masters at the temple. Master Yoda points out Sandrellic's shoulder wound. However, this isn't from a blaster shot. It was from a lightsaber. Obi-Wan rose from the ground and said that he will find out who killed his friend. Master Yoda says, "No, already. You do." As the two Jedi move their way to the Holocron Center of the Jedi Temple, as Obi-Wan deactivates the code to warn all surviving Jedi to stay away, Obi-Wan then sees an internal security scan with footage of what truly happened. Master Yoda tells Obi-Wan, "Leave, we must, before discovered we are." As Obi-Wan replays the footage, he finally reveals the answer that feared him the most. His friend, student, and brother striking down Sandrellic's students and rising to his new master. It was at that moment Obi-Wan turned off the holoscan image with his expression filled with pain. It was at that moment a squadron of clone troopers find Master Yoda and Obi-Wan. They quickly realize they are not Cody's men and ignite their lightsabers, blocking shot after shot. One of the clone troopers sends out a message to the rest of the search parties, as they are now been notified that Master Obi-Wan and Master Yoda are at the Jedi Temple. Commander Cody sees from the outside as many clone troopers leave their posts to run inside the temple. Cody knows that could only mean one thing and tells his squadron of clones to follow him immediately. After killing the rest of the clones, Obi-Wan reaches out to Cody saying that they have been found. Cody states that many clones have been ordered to move upon your position. Not much after, this news soon made its way to Darth Sidious. Sidious has been informed that Master Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi are at the Jedi Temple. Sidious tells his troops to prepare his ship as they leave to go to the Jedi Temple immediately. Obi-Wan and Commander Cody are able to reconnect. They hold their last position here until the transports from the cruiser come to pick them up. Commander Cody and his men begin firing upon the 501st. Both battalions have fought in many battles together and know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Both sides take severe losses. However, the 212th are able to defeat the rest of the clones with the Jedi support. Their transports finally arrive, but Master Yoda feels a tremor in the Force. And then he sees it. A hooded figure surrounded by clones arrives. Darth Sidious says, "Master Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi, you've survived. I see that these clones are going against my orders. Commander Cody says that you poisoned the minds of my brothers. You will pay for all the clones that have died in this war." Sidious says, "You're lucky my new apprentice isn't here." Obi-Wan says, "What have you done with Anakin?" Sidious says, "Don't you mean Lord Vader?" The Jedi Order held him back from reaching his true potential. I saw it ever since he was a 9-year-old boy. Obi-Wan says, you twisted his mind, and now you must pay. As Sidious shoots out an immense amount of Force lightning towards the Jedi, both Obi-Wan and Master Yoda are able to block the bolts of lightning. However, it ricochets towards their men. Many of the clones die to the lightning, and Obi-Wan sees Commander Cody lying on the ground, holding his hand against his chest. Master Yoda tells Obi-Wan, Skywalker is your mission. Strong enough to face Sidious. You are not. Obi-Wan says that I won't leave you, Master. Yoda says, injured your men are. See each other soon. We will. They both pointed their lightsabers towards Sidious, shooting the lightning back towards him, knocking him to the ground momentarily. Obi-Wan sees this opportunity to gather as many men as possible and take them to the transports. Sidious commands his troops to hunt them down and kill them. As the transports take off from the Jedi Temple, Obi-Wan and the remaining survivors of the 212th are heading up to the cruiser. Many members of the 212th need medical attention. As their transports land on the cruiser, Obi-Wan commands the crew to take any injured clones to the medical bay immediately. Obi-Wan gets word from the bridge that the cruisers guarding Coruscant are making their way to their location. Obi-Wan tells them to jump into hyperspace as their shields are still damaged from the Battle of Utapau. Their cruiser jumps into hyperspace in just the nick of time. Obi-Wan arrives at the bridge and transmits his security code 913 one more time to see if any other surviving Jedi are still alive. He was about to end the transmission until a voice came over the speakers. Ahsoka? Obi-Wan said in shock. Ahsoka says, it's good to see you alive, Master Kenobi. We got your transmission from the Jedi Temple. Obi-Wan asks Ahsoka if she had heard from anyone else. She says that she has heard from no one, not even from Anakin. I fear something terrible must have happened to him. Ahsoka gives Obi-Wan her coordinates, and as soon as they jump into hyperspace, they move on her location. Obi-Wan makes his way to the medical bay where Commander Cody is still being treated for his wounds. A clone officer comes up to Kenobi to give him the report. Many men were lost in this battle. More than half of their battalion that left Utapau have been killed or severely injured. Kenobi tells the officer thanks for the report as Obi-Wan moves to his quarters for meditation. He tries to reach out into the Force to figure out what happened to Master Yoda. Is he still alive from his duel with Sidious? Obi-Wan fears for the worst, what might have happened to one of the greatest Jedi in the Jedi Order. As their ship jumps out of hyperspace, Kenobi and a couple of troopers make their way to the surface of the planet. Obi-Wan remembers this planet. This is where Ahsoka and Anakin had their first mission together. Obi-Wan sees Ahsoka's ship as they land near it. Ahsoka and Rex are standing outside waiting to greet Obi-Wan. As Obi-Wan tells Ahsoka everything that has happened to him, Obi-Wan tells them that the 212th Battalion denied Order 66 and saved his life. Every other clone in the Grand Army of the Republic is under the influence of Darth Sidious. Ahsoka tells Obi-Wan that she found a way in a report from Fives, and she was able to find Rex's inhibitor chip to deactivate it. Captain Rex says that he is starting to hear rumors that many other clones' inhibitor chips are starting to wear off. Many clones have decided to rebel against the Empire as they are making moves to replace clones entirely. Captain Rex continues that him and Ahsoka have agreed that Rex will leave to go join his brothers that have rebelled against the Empire and be able to give them a safe home where they can live the rest of their life in peace. Another transport makes its way down to the surface. As Commander Cody walks out of the transport, super glad to see Rex is still alive. Obi-Wan tells Commander Cody that it is good to see you again, friend. Commander Cody says, "Thanks, General," and continues with, he has received word from Bail Organa that Master Yoda has survived his duel with Darth Sidious and are planning on leaving Coruscant immediately. Obi-Wan tells Cody, "Thank you for the report," as it feels like a weight has lifted off of Obi-Wan's shoulders. Ahsoka asks Obi-Wan, "Were you able to find anything about Anakin?" Obi-Wan was waiting until later to tell her. Obi-Wan says to Ahsoka that Anakin has fallen to the dark side. Chancellor Palpatine is behind everything, including the war. And once Anakin killed Count Dooku, Anakin took his place as Sidious's new apprentice. Ahsoka, struggling to cope with this information, tells Obi-Wan, "We need to find him and bring him back to the light." Obi-Wan tells her that he cannot risk someone else being killed under his watch. "Ahsoka, you must go into hiding. I will be the one to find Anakin." "And then what?" Ahsoka said. Obi-Wan, sort of stunned with this response, says that he has become a great threat to himself. "I will go to Coruscant by myself to find clues on where Anakin may be." Commander Cody tells Obi-Wan, "I would like to work with Rex again and get the rest of my brothers home safe." Obi-Wan accepts this order and tells Commander Cody, "I look forward to seeing you again one day." Obi-Wan takes one of the transports back to the cruiser. Commander Cody and Rex set up the empty base as a communication tower to be aware of any more of their brothers abandoning the Empire. They receive news that a clone rebellion is underway on the planet Felucia. Commander Cody says we need to move to save as many clones as possible. Rex asks Cody, "How many healthy men do you have left?" Cody says, "Just a couple of squadrons at most." Rex said, "Good. We will take as many clones as we can and take them to Felucia for a rescue mission, hopefully to slip under the Empire's detection systems and to save their brothers." Ahsoka said that she will stay here and protect the injured clones who are still seeking medical attention. When Rex and Cody arrive on Felucia, they see the old Republic base that has been taken over by the Empire. Commander Cody gives the squadron the report on how we will break into the base and rescue their brothers. As they fly by, they see some of their brothers are surrounded in a courtyard by Imperial troopers, while others are being taken to holding cells. Captain Rex suggests that we sneak into the base and free their brothers from the prison first, and then move into the courtyard. Commander Cody agrees and says we need to perform some kind of distraction to force the troopers in the courtyard to move away from their brothers. Rex suggests that he and a few clones will break into the armory and set off an explosion to distract the troopers, while Cody and the rest go to the prison area to free the hostages. Their transports land outside of the base, dropping off many of the clones as they move towards the base. Many of the 212 would be stationed here during the war and know every inch of this base. They know that many sewer systems run underneath the base. We can sneak into the base that way to be undetected. The two groups split off as Cody waits for Rex's move. As Rex's company makes its way to the armory, they set off a chain reaction with the bombs to go off all at once. This explosion is loud and massive, and it alerts the entire base. Cody sees this as his sign to break in and free as many of their brothers. One of the clones told Cody, "We were hostages here, as when the Empire created their own army, they enslaved the clones that did not want to join their cause." Cody says, "We will get you out of here. We need to move towards the courtyard as many of their brothers are still trapped there." Cody lets Rex know that they are moving to the courtyard. Rex says that they will be there here shortly, as many stormtroopers have spotted the clones and begin to open fire. The whole base has been alerted to their presence now. A few of the clones get shot with the crossfire. However, these new soldiers for the Empire have never seen war. Their accuracy and commands are much worse than the clones bred for war. Rex's forces come from behind as stormtroopers are trapped from both sides as they quickly get outnumbered. Soon the clones kill off all the stormtroopers to take full control of the base. Cody and Rex have completed their mission, and now these brothers can live in a time of peace away from the war. So this finishes out part 3 of this 3-part what if scenario. I wanted to prove how much more experience these clones had than normal stormtroopers. This would have given Rex and Cody more hope in future to help find more of their brothers enslaved by the Empire. I wanted to keep Kenobi's storyline pretty similar to what we see in Revenge of the Sith. I think that he would have told Ahsoka to not follow him to Mustafar to go fight Anakin. Thank you guys so much again for watching to the end of these videos. It truly means so much to me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you all in the next one.